Hello everyone. It's been about over a month since I've last posted, and sorry for that. I've been pretty busy with school and football starting up over the summer. But I wanted to make this video to show and document my new game that I'm starting. I don't have a name for it yet, but I have a general premise for my game and a lot of plans laid out pretty good, which I'll be talking about in this video. For my new game, the style I have in mind is a library game, and the goal of it is to go around collecting books, very similar to a Lethal Company style kind of game. But you'll be exploring, looking for books to collect for your collection at home. Some books give upgrades, and others you could sell for money, and some you could just keep in your collection to try to collect every single book. This game is a project for my school. I'm using it as a credit flex, but also as an opportunity to achieve the honors STEM diploma, and I'll be able to add this to my portfolio, which is very good because I don't have a lot of completed projects, but with this and my credit flex, it will give me motivation to continue it and finish it. I've coded a little bit so far, as you can already see. I've been jumping around, moving in my world I've built so far, so I wanted to take a few minutes to explain what I have so far before I make any more today. So the very first thing I did when I started this project was I made a bookshelf because I knew this would be sort of the cornerstone of my whole game. I wanted to have a more simple design, kind of like my Grease and Glory game that I started. I don't really have a specific theme in mind, so I just made it super simple. I might come back and change it later once I get a specific art style that I kind of like, but this is the bookshelf I made. I started with just a big rectangle, I scaled it up, and then I made 3 smaller rectangles. I used a tool called Bool tool. That way, once I had the 3 smaller rectangles in it, I used the intersect tool, and it cut out space where the boxes were intersecting, and it gave me this bookshelf. Then I imported it into a new Unity project. First thing I added into the Unity project was this bookshelf here. It didn't have a material, so I had to create one and just assign it just this brown color for now. Next, I added a simple cylinder. I added a character controller onto it, so it would act like a character or a player. I attached the main camera on top of it to give it a sort of first-person look and feel to it. Then I coded all the things that a player would need in a video game, such as camera, looking around when you move your mouse, the script to lock the cursor and actually rotate the player when you move the mouse, a jump script, and then a movement script. With all of that, I have my character and I have movement. The next thing I started to do was make a sort of hallway. I started with a floor, which was just a cube, which I changed the dimensions of, and I added 2 walls on the side. In order for them to generate good, however, I needed an entry point on this side and then an exit point on the other side. They're invisible right now because you don't really need to see them. Next, I started a script which first generates a random number between 3 and 5, then clones this hallway object that number of times and places them and attaches them the enter to the exit point. At first, I didn't have a check to see if the original object was the original, so each clone was generating a new number, and it crashed my application many times. but I fixed it. I added in a little if statement here. If the name is hallway 1, which is just the parent object, then it generates it. So no clones of this will be able to generate hallways. Once they're generated, I make sure they're rotated correctly, they're moved correctly so they're not overlapping, and then I assign a random color to each of them. So as you can see here, the first one is red, the next one is a brownish tannish color, third one's purple, the fourth one's orange, and then the last one is a little bit lighter of a tan color, and it's random every time. Another thing I added, which you probably could have seen, was when you get close to the bookshelf, a little square pops up. Eventually, I'm going to have this be the interact button. When you get close enough, it'll pop up, you press E, and then you can put books in the bookshelf, or you can inspect the bookshelf. And I made it so it follows position of the bookshelf when you move your camera. When you get close, it gets bigger, farther it gets smaller, and if you move too far, it disappears. And that's about all I did yesterday. Today I wanted to work on some room generation a lot more. So to start off, I made a corner room as part of the hallways. Next, I added probabilities, so the corner generates 25% of the time, and the hallway generates 75% of the time. And I tested it out, and it didn't work. So I messed with some rotation settings, and now it works perfectly.